Welcome, family. I come to you in the name of peace, love, solidarity, and respect. Welcome to another A.G.M perspective, where we discuss real issues in real time. Now, today's topic is a million boots on the ground. The brother Grandmaster Jake made it known that he aspires to organize a million man Second Amendment formation. Now, I got nothing but praises for this brother. Now, that's thinking big. The brother says the Creator is working through him. He's only a vessel. I could attest to that. Sometimes we're tasked to do things that we might not know how we're going to get there. But once we start walking the road, walking the walk, everything comes together. Now, this brother is an intelligent brother. He knows that you have to prepare, organize, and be proficient. So now he learned from those other formations, Stone Mountain, Louisville. He learned. I don't know if it's due to the critics, so many of them, and the haters. The man is basically under a microscope. So every little thing he does, he's being critiqued. Although the same people who are critiquing him have not done as much in that short period of time as he has done. Today, women are saying they feel safer. A lot of women have been let down by the black man as far as not offering protection to her. Today, black women feel more empowered to join the movement and to align themselves with something strong black men. So I say that's a plus. A million boots on the ground and a million firearms. Second Amendment rights. Now the brother was saying, Grandmaster Jake was saying, giving reasons why you couldn't march into New York and into Chicago. The brothers wanted them to come through with NFAC, but those states are not favorable to open carry. So if he was to come into New York or Chicago, that would be viewed as an invasion, illegal, right? So understand something. NFAC is moving within the guidelines of a legal framework. This is not a rogue outfit. The brother is working hand in hand and doing his due diligence in knowing the law as to where he can go and where you can't. A million boots on the ground. Now the brother has made it known also that there are different rules of recruitment in NFAC. Things are being tweaked. Things are being oiled. Things are being made. Machinations are being made to flow smoother. Rule number 1. You have to be a black person to join NFAC. You have to have melanin content. Now, a lot of people might freak out. I know the white supremacists, oh man, you know, they freak out about everything. Anything a black man do is never correct. They're going to have a million things to say. Now, what is the reason why the brother only wants black people? In fact, it's boosting the morale of black people. In fact, is making it known that this is a black movement. It's not a Skittles movement, it's a black movement. In the past, we know that different people come into play in organizations and bring chaos and confusion with them. The Grandmaster is trying to avoid that. The brother states only black people are allowed in the formation. We got to respect that. All organizations that come into existence have guidelines and bylaws. In fact, it's no different. This is a black-only militia. So that's the prerequisite. Next, you must be 21 years or older. 21 years and older. He didn't say 21 years and younger. He said 21 years and older. Grown man, grown person, legal, right? You don't need no permission from somebody else to join. In fact, you're of age to make your own decisions. You must be proficient with firearms. You must be proficient with firearms, meaning that you have to have firearm training, man. You can't go into the formation and you can't handle yourself. You're going to make that man look bad. Not only are you making that man look bad, you're making yourself look bad. Remember, the whole world is watching, man. It's your responsibility that if you step up to the plate, you have to be ready. And when I say ready, man, you have to know how to utilize your weapon. You have to know everything about that weapon. You're supposed to know how to field strip that weapon and damn near put it back together and maybe do it blindfolded and start clocking yourself how much time it takes for you to do that. You have to step up. keep your weapon clean and operable. You don't want nothing jamming on you when you're supposed to. If you have to use it, a clean and functioning weapon can decide if you live or die. Remember, life is real. We don't know what might develop minute by minute, so we have to be ready for whatever comes our way. Not to say that we're looking for problems, but if problems arise, we are ready to handle them. No ex-law enforcement are permitted to join NFAC. No ex-law enforcement. You know, when you're law enforcement and you've been law enforcement for so many years, you have a certain type of thinking. That same thinking can be used by handlers to sabotage or cause provocation within the ranks. So the brother said, no law enforcement or ex-law enforcement can be a part or join, be in the ranks of NFAC. The next criteria is that if you are part of an organization that does not correspond or mesh with the NFAC objectives, you can't join. Black Lives Matter. Forget it. And the rest of these rainbow coalitions, and no. They won't be tolerated. They won't be allowed to join. The brother, the Grandmaster, is encouraging our people that are in open carry states who have organizations or plan to form organizations, get in touch with NFAC, detail what they are doing or want to do. They will then be evaluated, and if they pass the evaluation, be brought into the fold. We have to make sure that we don't bring a virus into the body. That's what the brother's reasoning is. You can't have wild cards that want to come into an outfit and do what they want to do. It won't work. Everybody have to be on the same page. Everybody has to agree that they will function within the criteria of the formation. This is not a free-for-all, man. You just do what you want to do. Or when you decide to buck, you're going to buck. Oh, y'all can't tell me what to do, this and that. Nah. You see? This has to be like a well-oiled machine. Everybody have to work together. If it's not for you and you can't follow orders, or you don't have the discipline to go by rules and regulations or bylines and bylaws, then this is not for you. Stay in your lane. This is not for you. So the brother, the Grandmaster, is encouraging brothers all over to establish your own chapters and connect with NFAC. That way, when it's time to mobilize, we can mobilize as a whole. When it's time to mobilize, you have your transportation, you have your funding, you have your necessities, and you have your objective. So when the brother called a formation, you will have certain obligations to be there. Or if you can't be there personally, other people in your outfit or chapter will go as your representative or represent the chapter. Now, in Louisville, there was an unfortunate mishap where an old, outdated shotgun discharged. All these things have to be avoided. All these things spell incompetence, cannot be tolerated. This is a professional organization, and it must conduct itself as such. Therefore, all those who are involved or enlisted in the organization must carry themselves a certain way. Remember, the world is watching and critiquing. The spy cameras are out there trying to pick up faults. They're not trying to highlight things that's beneficial to Black growth, Black empowerment. They are there to nitpick, to find weakness so that they can exploit it to ridicule and to slander the good name of NFAC and the Grandmaster Jake. Qualified weapons. The brother has a list of weapons which will be allowed on the formation. Like I said before, no antiquated weapons that are deemed unsafe. It's a provision to protect you, the individual, and those around you. Next, proof of marksmanship qualifications. The brother wants you to go on the range. Since you have a weapon, you must be qualified to use the weapon. You can't be there on no showboat, man. I got my AR-15 and this and that. You're not there for show. You're there for a purpose, for a reason. When I was coming up, I was always impressed by the brothers in the Nation of Islam. The way these brothers dress and the way they carry themselves. When you carry yourself a certain way, you create a certain identity. So now you move yourself from a ragtag unit to one of respect, discipline, and a certain appearance, a certain branding. This gives you or earns you respect. I don't want to criticize my brothers, but I've seen a lot of room for improvement as far as fitness is concerned. We can't have good intentions and allow certain things to pass us. We're doing ourselves a disservice. When you see brothers drilling, or when you see the posture of brothers on posts, brothers stand up erect like soldiers, not slouched. When you see these brothers, they're clean and immaculate. This is what, in fact, the Grandmaster is bringing into play. The identity and the professionalism, of this all-black militia. To what end? To fill people with hope, black people, with hope, respect, admiration, self-love. When you see this black formation made up of people that look like you, it fills you with a sense of pride. And we need this. We've been beaten down. We're weary. We need a boost. need a revival of our energy. Whoever is able to participate, I suggest contact NFAC and see how your services could be utilized. Become an asset, not a liability. We have plenty of liabilities around the place, but the naysayers and the haters, any one of these peoples could be used as agents to derail or try to derail the movement. Some people see the black man with a weapon as their worst nightmare. But I say to them, fear not. Judge, lest you be judged. When you point that finger at somebody, look how many fingers are pointing back at you. The Second Amendment rights apply to all people, all citizens. We can't worry about how certain people are going to react to what NFAC does. The black man, the black family is entitled by law to assemble into a formation with weapons, all in accordance with the law. Now I know there are a lot of unseen forces working behind the scenes to try to stop and violate people's constitutional rights to bear arms in a lot of different states. And to do that is going against the Constitution. Violating people's rights come with consequences. How can you oppress a people and don't allow those people to express themselves and protest? How can you engage in open warfare against a certain demographic and don't expect there'll be outcries from that demographic? We're living in a real world. Everything being fed to the world. The world sees. In the blink of an eye, images, injustice. Are pasted on all TV sets, media outlets all over the world. So be careful what you do. Be careful what you are doing. There's time for meaningful dialogue. But no serious efforts being made to sit at a table and to come with meaningful solutions. Black people want justice, equality. Just today, I learned about a black man who was deployed to Korea, a soldier. The brother is now in intensive care, having been beaten by some white supremacists in uniform, in United States uniform, where he's been beaten so badly that the brother is in a coma with severe brain damage. Now imagine that. A soldier, a U.S. soldier. This brother is putting his life on the line for the country. And you got this white supremacist that don't respect the uniform, respect this man's sacrifices, gonna jump on this man and beat him into a coma. And the military did not even have the decency to get in touch with the brother's family. When it first happened. It was only when the story couldn't be contained any longer that they decided to reach out to the brother's mother. Because of the lockdown and all of that, the lady, the mother, cannot even go see her son. And I don't even see the military making special provisions, because if they want to, they could. They have the power to have this lady who nurture her son and be with him in his time of need. It's a sad day, people. It's a sad day. These things keep reoccurring over and over. And they'll keep on happening. As long as they're not checked, it will keep on happening. This behavior is a callous attitude towards black life. we ourselves, as black people, must empower ourselves. Power only yields to power. We have to step up, get out of the matrix, come out of the slumber, and make moves to uplift our people. Uplifting our people should be no more threat to white supremacy. Nobody said anything about retaliation, but yet I know they still threaten when you talk about black empowerment, when you talk about arming yourselves. Laws have to be passed. This behavior cannot be condoned. You have brothers in the police, law enforcement. You have brothers in the military that make up a large portion of the force. We have to be respected as black people for the sacrifices that we make each and every day. We must be respected. If certain disrespects or violation, constitutional right, or violation human rights are not addressed, then we have to take action. We have to take action and demand justice. Since if justice is not given, then justice has to be demanded. It's our right. It's our right, people. Now, for those who are afraid to stand up for your rights, then I feel sorry for you. Human rights are something worth fighting for. Don't think of yourself, think about your children or your grandchildren. Don't you want them to come into a better world of mutual respect? Now you got some people that talk separation. Some of our brothers talk separation to separate, build up, and then take it from there. I believe in building up. I believe in freeing the mind against colonization. I believe in having our own identity, in our own everything. I hate no one, but I only respect those who respect me. Those who hurt my people, I have contempt for. The brainwashing Bible teaches us to turn the other cheek. But I've learned that if you turn the other cheek, you'll keep getting abused. I don't advocate violence, but I do advocate self-defense. It's a difference. It's a difference. I'm not going to stand up there and you hit me up with two pieces and uppercuts and right crosses and I'm just going to, they're talking about, may God forgive you. And no. If you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. That's the school I come from. Like I said, I'm the most humble person that you'll come across. But if you raise your hands to hurt me, I will not tolerate it. And I know a lot of like-minded brothers think the same way, and sisters. The days of being passive, the days of buck dancing and bootlicking, cooning, those days are over. We have to stand up as men and women, advocate for our rights. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. The Constitution advocates that. The Constitution encourages that. Those who are afraid to stand will fall for everything and anything. White supremacy only respects power. Power only respects power. No matter how much they say, speak negatively against you, they respect when you stand up. Power respects power. Power checks power. We can't be sheeple. We have to be the warriors that we are, or have the capability to be. I love you, my people. I want to see us elevate and become people that the whole world respect. Then we can go to the table and sit across anybody as equals, and decide to have mutual cooperation or working relationships on an equal standing, not disproportionate, I said, I don't believe in big eyes and little U's. If you're going to sit at the table and negotiate, you're sitting at the table as equals. Race relationships and dialogues is needed. Prevention. But first, certain things have to be acknowledged. Sometimes I hear certain situations where they try to trivialize the violations. Now that really pisses me off. That pisses me off. How can you trivialize the violation of someone else? There's a lot of times I'd like some white supremacists to walk in some black shoes to really understand the black plight. Because their understanding is limited. Most of their knowledge comes from rhetoric that was passed down by twisted-minded individuals. I have a lot of white supremacist supporters, sympathizers. They're always in my comment section. Maybe some agents too. And I try to hold dialogues with them. In hopes that they can understand where I'm coming from. I'll put the knowledge out there, but it's for them to receive it or deny it. Some act like they understand. Some are not trying to understand. Some are just regurgitating things that they've heard and have no support or reference, because most of them live in some isolated area somewhere where they don't even interact with black people. Sometimes people might say, man, why are you going through all that? And I say, why not? The goal is equality, not hate. We're not pushing hate. We're pushing equality. Sometimes you can feed somebody knowledge. If they really want to change their stance, they'll absorb the knowledge that you gave them, process it, and make a conscious decision of what they need to change, or if they are going to change. But at least they have a reference point. They have a motivation to take action. We got to try all different things. So when it reached to the point whereas there's no more talking and we have to act, at least we know within our hearts that we have tried everything. We have negotiated. We have reached out. We've tried to dialogue, and dialogue has failed. We have to try. Nothing be a failure, but a trial. Peace and love, people. Peace and love, Black family. I love you. I'm loyal to you. To death do us part. Peace, love, and solidarity, always. And most of all, respect. If you like the content of this platform, like, press the notification button, or subscribe. This is your brother, A.G.M.